Howdy folks, Zapper here, aka Sean, and I'm bringing you Labyrinth, The Awakening. And this is turn 15. So this will be the last full turn with Awakening cards. And then we'll move on to the third deck, which is the Forever War. So we're starting to get to the final chapter of the game. So things are starting to look kind of okay for the U.S. side. I'm not going to say that, this thing is in the bag, because it could easily, at any given point in time, just kind of flip, But it's been a grind. Like during the War on Terror, I felt like I was constantly behind, constantly losing, and now it feels like I'm starting to gain a little bit of ground. So let's see what the jihadis have in store for us with their first two cards. All right. Well, that will end up, I'm pretty sure, being a plot. So let me look real quick. Major jihad's not possible. Funding is tight. Cells available. No. So yeah, this is going to be a plot. So this will be a two plot or two plots. Let's see. Where do we want to put these, or where are they going to go? Can't go in the U.S. with troops unless Prestige is 1. Prestige is 1, so they will not go with troops. Pakistan, Philippines. Philippines. Most active cells. So probably because Syria is in a civil war, I think we're going to put those in Syria. So Syria is -3. Let's see. So it's like one plot is successful. So let's go ahead and put that plot there. All right, you have to activate a cell. One's already activated, so we're good there. And let's see what our second card is. I remember this one. We played this one before. If jihadist in a poor 1 or 2 resource country, place up to 2 cells from anywhere or shift alignment 1 box toward adversary. Poor 1 or 2 resource. What do we have? Syria, Lebanon, Iran, Somalia, place up to 2 cells from anywhere or shift alignment 1 box towards adversary. I've been working on Somalia. Let's go ahead and move them towards neutral. And we'll go ahead and put this in the middle of the draw pile, which I've now put the other cards in there, so it's going to go. We'll see this one way later in the game. So let's go ahead. That looks like about the middle. So that card just is the gift that keeps on giving. All right, so that was them. So I only have 2 jihadist cards. These aren't too bad. That one can be kind of bad, but... Oh, hold up. Oh, wait a minute. I was about to say we have to resolve the plot. The plot doesn't resolve to the end, so I have to get rid of this plot. I don't want to do that. Well, I had a good plan. This right here. End civil war. If militia plus troops outnumber cells, make a fair ally. I was going to do that in Syria. But it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to make that happen. Because, well, plots. In a poor country, replace 1 awakening with 1 reaction. Let's see. Because I need 3 ops, right? Because I got to get rid of that plot. So let's see. Poor country. I don't want to do that there. I definitely don't want to do that in Somalia. I'd rather not do it in Iran. I'd rather not do that card at all. All right, let's see. Can I do something to... That's not going to help. I don't like that one. That one, no. No. Yeah, both of these are... They're not going to be good for me. I really, really, really don't want to... Things are starting to look good down here and here, and I really don't want to jeopardize that, but it looks like I'm going to have to do that because of this stupid plot, or I could just let the plot resolve. Their funding goes up. That's the only thing that'll happen pretty much, is their funding will go up, which I don't want that to happen either. These tough decisions have to be made sometimes. All right, let me think about this for a second. All right, I think I will use this for the ops to get rid of the plot. Let's see what it was. Aha! That's good. So guess what? I'm glad I did that. So this goes away. So that's good. There were two, if I'm not mistaken. No, there's one more in there, because there was 2 in Syria, 1 in Iran. So there's one more WMD in there. So that's good. I'm glad I kind of did that. So there's one more WMD in the cup. I think I will play this, and I will place those 2 militia in Syria, with the hopes that next turn I'll be able to play Gaddafi. Because if militia plus troops outnumber cells, make it a fair ally. So that's what I'm trying to do in Syria. Does that end the civil war? Yes, it ends the civil war too. So hopefully they don't play any plots next turn. So I'm going to place 2 militia in Syria. All right, that is done. Let's see what they do in response. The siege of Kobanigrad? Play in a civil war country. And jihadist. I love this game sometimes. Oh, it's got a great sense of humor. So let's see. Play event unassociated. Yes. So the value of that card goes in the reserves. I'll remove those 2 militia that I just placed. That's okay. I think I can still do this next turn, as long as this card doesn't really screw me. And it's going to. So that's going to be a 2-op. So that is going to be 2 plots. Actually, we'll make it 3 plots, because we can use 1 from the reserves. And those 3 plots will go to Syria. 3 or lower. 1 plot. Well, could have been way worse. There we go. You will find a way. I so want to do that in Syria. I might have to give up on Syria. I don't know. I could probably try doing something in Iran. Or excuse me, Iraq. If I did that. So if I use Gaddafi to get rid of the plot, there's still 1 WMD in there. What are the odds, right? There's 6 tokens, so it's a 1 in 6 chance that I actually drew that WMD. I could play Gaddafi to get rid of the plot. Actually, I think that was the final turn. I can get rid of it. How many cards are the jihadis? They have 3 cards left. Dang it. I could play both of these just for their ops value to get rid of that. That gives me 1 prestige. My prestige is low. It's been low the whole freaking game. It's not going to... Getting my prestige up to 2 is not going to make a single difference at all. All right, so I think I'll play both of these. Get rid of that plot. So I have 1 reserve left because that was a total of 4. All right, so... And now we'll do the jihadis. Playing the Civil War regime, change country, multiple cells. Oh, almost had to cough. Remove all but 1 cell. Increase funding by half that number. Remove all but 1 cell. So we would remove 2 cells, but we would increase funding by 1. Worsen governance level by 1, or shift alignment 1 box toward the adversary. Yeah, we can't. So we will do that. Amnesty program removes opposition at a price. Chain. Okay, yeah, the only place that can happen, actually it could happen in Somalia too. I think it would work better. Oh, it's got to be Civil War. Okay, so it has to be Syria. So let's remove 2 cells. Increase funding by 1. So now funding is at moderate. So now they can draw upon these cells over there. Worsen governance by 1 level or shift alignment. Okay, so that's done. And then we would add that to the reserves. That'll be a plot. Syria. Actually, that'll be 3 plots because I can use the reserve. So that's 3 plots, 3 or lower. 1 plot. All right, my turn. Ooh, look at that. I can do Gaddafi right now. I have 1 reserve, so I can always use that or that, which I was planning on using, but I can get Gaddafi done right now. I think I'll do that. I think I'll do Gaddafi. We'll end the Civil War. And it's going to be a fair ally. Derp. Fair ally. Civil War is over. Let's double check and make sure. Civil War and next steps. Perform the following. Remove the Civil War marker. Remove all militia. All other pieces and markers remain. Well, that sucks. I really don't want... I don't want cells there, but that's okay. We've accomplished something in Syria that... And then I have 1 op left. Do I want to remove that? I do, because I finally got the governance where I want it. So I need to use it too. Hold up. Let me look here. Would I have wanted to do that? That's tough. Do I want to let that plot lapse? That's the problem. I think I'll do that. Get rid of that plot. All right. Let's see. Jihadis have 1 card. Let's see what they do with it. Ooh, the U.S. has committed atrocities. Ooh, unintended actions cause offense. I think that's when they caught the guys burning the Korans or whatever, which, well, people will find anything to get outraged. Oh, you burn a book. Oh, no. Play if troops in a civil war or regime change country. Nope. There are no troops in any civil war or regime change country. How about that? So, let's see what they do with that. Playable non-US event. No. Major jihad? Nope. Funding tight? No. Sell in good or fair Muslim where jihad success possible. Good or fair. There sells in a good or fair country. Good or fair Muslim. Yes, Syria. Yes, we'll do a minor jihad in Syria. It's been a minute since I've done a minor jihad. So let's find out. What do we do? Oh, we're going to worsen governance, which, yeah, we just did that. For each role, one cell there must go or already be active. I don't know. This is the one thing I'm uncertain about. It's a 3-op. There's only one cell there. So a 3-op would normally get 3 rolls, but you'd have to have 3 cells. I'm pretty sure you'd have to have 3 cells. So only one cell, and I would assume maybe the rest would go to the reserves. Well, they'll radicalize. So we'll go ahead and do the jihad with the 1-op to try to worsen governance. We have to roll less than a 2. This cell goes active. So if we get under a 2, then that will worsen. All right, so that doesn't happen. Now we'll radicalize with the unused ops. All right, so what we'll do is we'll travel. If U.S. hard and no GWAT relations penalty, travel to unmarked non-Muslim, choose as many destinations as possible. Travel to unmarked non-Muslim. Ooh, how about that? Well, we've got Somalia. That's like the only place that there's this cell right here. I don't know what's going on with that cell because it's in the middle. So let's just do that. I don't know what happened with that. I don't know if that was one that I was supposed to place and had to roll a couple of turns ago and the roll failed and I just never removed it. So I'm assuming that it wasn't in Central Asia or Afghanistan. I'm going to assume that the cell roll failed and I just never placed it back in the funding box. That's what I'm going to assume because it's in my advantage. What is the travel to priority? We want to do, it says the travel priority is choose as many unmarked non-Muslim. Do I have a chart for Unfortunately, there's no chart. I don't see a chart for there's a random chart for Muslim countries. There's a random chart for Shia mixed countries. There's a random chart for Schengen countries, but there's not a random chart for non-Muslim countries. Because you have Philippines, Thailand, China, India. You have a lot of non-Muslim. Israel. Unmarked, well, we'll roll randomly. So unmarked non-Muslim. So what do we have? Unmarked, so that would be Spain, United States, Canada, United Kingdom, Europe, Russia, and by the looks of it, Thailand. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7. Oh, I think India, so that's 8. So I'm going to pull, I'm going to have to go dig in and get an 8-sided die out and figure out where it goes. All right, so we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we went, what did we do? We did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Canada gets, maybe they get a sell. We have to see if that's successful. I wouldn't vacate the last cell out of there. So as far as radicalization goes, oops, let's do this. Where else? What is the... Then, if U.S. soft no, recruit in a Muslim country with a cadre with the best jihad die roll modifier? Oh, net die roll modifiers, yeah. So we are going to recruit. We can definitely recruit. So we will recruit in a Muslim country with cadre. Jordan, Egypt. Looks like Jordan because there's plenty. Well, actually, it doesn't matter because the awakening and reaction markers don't matter. Let's do 50-50 Egypt, Jordan. I mean, Egypt has the better resource value, so we'll say evens, odds. Even, so it's going into Egypt, which is basically not where I want it. So now we have to see if these two cells actually make it. So got to roll a 2 or lower for Egypt. Got a 1, so that is, we'll remove the cadre. Put a cell there. Canada. Let's see if they make it. Need to roll a 1. Okay, so that doesn't happen. Now, because a cell didn't get placed there, do I have to roll Canada's posture? I don't think so, because something didn't actually get placed there. So I'm not going to roll Canada's posture. And that was, so what did I do? The first one, the first one was the jihad. The first op. The second op was sell in Egypt, and the third op was sell in Canada. So we are done with the jihadis. That's awful. I don't want to do that. I'm probably going to have to play that, and I don't want to. So let's just play this, get it out of the way. In a poor country, replace 1 awakening marker with 1 reaction marker. So let me give myself a reserve. So we'll do that with Saudi Arabia. Replace 1 awakening with a reaction. That's going to make War of Ideas tougher. Don't like it. And then I can do a 3-op someplace. Civil War. I could put a troop. I think we have a decent chance of getting Iraq's governance to good. Because that's +1, +2, +3, being adjacent to the Gulf states. To shift to good is a -1, so that's a +2, and then I have a -1 on the prestige table. So I'll get a net +1 in Iraq to do a War of Ideas. So actually, you know what? I don't even need to use... I don't need to use the reserves on that, but... So I'll use this to do the War of Ideas in Iraq. So I get a +1 to the die roll. And that is successful. So you are now good. I think the Civil War ends because you are good governance. Yep. So that Civil War is over with. And then, if I'm not mistaken, a random country gets a +1 reaction marker. So let me figure out, I'm pretty sure it is. Let me just figure out if I'm right. All right, so here we go, convergence. So I roll on the random country table and place a awakening marker. So let's see where we go. So 2 and 5. So the tan die is 2, and then the black die is 5. So we're going to put it in Indonesia. That's really not where I wanted it. I mean, I'll take an awakening marker anytime I can get one, but that's honestly not the place that I wanted it. And then the jihadis have no more cards left. This is my last turn. I'm going to just throw that away because it's not getting played. And that will wrap everything up for turn 15 of Labyrinth, The Awakening. Thanks for watching.